Angel Reese boarded a private jet. My goodness. For a postseason trip hours after missing Chicago's 91-86 season finale loss to the Liberty on Thursday night, as seen in a video on her TikTok page.
How does a star athlete, benched for a critical injury during a season finale, suddenly appear perfectly healthy and carefree on a private jet just a few hours later? This isn't a hypothetical question. It's the explosive reality that ignited a firestorm around one of the WNBA's most talked about rookies, Angel Reese. The story that unfolded wasn't just about a missed game or a questionable video. It became a damning referendum on professionalism, accountability, and the razor-thin line between building a brand and betraying a team. What we saw was a single social media post that threatened to unravel an entire career's worth of credibility. It all started with an official announcement from the Chicago Sky. Angel Reese, their high-profile rookie, would miss the final game of the season against the New York Liberty. The reason given was a lingering back injury, a common and understandable issue for a professional athlete at the end of a grueling season. Fans were disappointed but accepted it. That is, until Angel herself provided evidence to the contrary. Mere hours after her team suffered a loss without her, a video appeared on her TikTok. The setting was a luxurious private jet, the mood was celebratory, and Angel was the star of the show, dancing, twerking, and bending over with a level of flexibility that made a mockery of the team's injury report. The contradiction was so blatant, so audacious, it felt like a deliberate challenge to anyone who dared to question her. The backlash was immediate and merciless. The internet became a courtroom, and the verdict was unanimous. Fans who had spent their hard-earned money on tickets and jerseys felt a profound sense of betrayal. The comment sections were a brutal collection of accusations, calling her a drama queen, selfish, and a quitter. The logic was inescapable and repeated thousands of times. If you can move like that for a social media clip, you could have given your team 10 minutes on a basketball court. The single act of poor judgment provided all the ammunition her critics ever needed. It confirmed their worst suspicions that for Angel, the performance for the camera was always more important than the performance on the court. For those who have followed her journey, this incident felt eerily familiar. Like another predictable turn in a long-running series. This wasn't an isolated lapse in judgment, it was seen as the latest example in a pattern of behavior that has defined her career. Whispers from her past grew loud. Tired of people revisited her sudden transfer from Maryland, which was rumored to be fueled by clashes with teammates. They recalled her time at LSU, where her off-the-court antics and brand building often generated more headlines than her dominant play. Even her short time in the WNBA had already been marked by controversy, including being benched for making statements the team considered detrimental. The TikTok video wasn't just a video, it was the final puzzle piece that seemed to complete a picture of an athlete driven by ego over everything else. And this is where the narrative inevitably collides with her biggest rival, Caitlin Clark. The comparison between the two has become the defining story of this WNBA era, and this incident sharpened the contrast to a razor's edge. While Angel was dancing on a jet after sitting out, fans pictured Caitlin Clark on the court, enduring a level of physical punishment rarely seen. Clark gets elbowed, shoved, and targeted every single game, yet she shows up, plays through the pain, and carries her team without a word of complaint. It became a debate not about talent, but about character. Caitlin is portrayed as the ultimate professional, a warrior who respects the game. Angel in this moment was cast as the diva, who respects only her own brand. This stark difference in mindset is why the conversation keeps happening, because it speaks to the very soul of what it means to be a star. The controversy also turned a harsh spotlight onto the WNBA itself, with many asking a very uncomfortable question. Where is the accountability? How could the league remain silent as one of its marquee players so publicly undermined her team and the league's integrity? The silence was perceived by many as protection, fueling a growing narrative of a double standard. Fans see Caitlin Clark absorb brutal hits with no calls from the officials, while Angel Reese seems to operate under a different set of rules, shielded from criticism. The league appears so desperate for stars who generate clicks and engagement that it's willing to tolerate behavior that would be condemned in any other professional sports league. This approach doesn't just hurt Angel's reputation, it damages the credibility of the entire WNBA, making it look unserious at a time when it's fighting for respect. This entire saga is the ultimate story of brand versus basketball. Angel Reese is a master of building her personal brand. She understands how to create viral moments and stay in the headlines. But the professional sports world is built on a different currency: wins, sacrifice, and commitment to the team. Her actions suggest she still operates with a college mindset, where individual NIL deals and social media clout can feel more important than the final score. But in the pros, the locker room is sacred. Teammates need to trust that everyone is pulling in the same direction, that everyone is willing to sacrifice for the greater good. Imagine being one of her teammates, battling through exhaustion and injury, only to open your phone and see your sideline star living it up without a care in the world. That trust is now broken, and it is incredibly difficult to repair. That TikTok video will live on the internet forever. It has become the ultimate receipt for everyone who ever doubted her commitment. It's a permanent stain that will be brought up in every future debate about her career. The tragedy is that Angel Reese possesses world-class talent. Her rebounding is elite, and her combination of size and athleticism is a rare gift. She has all the tools to be an all-time great, a champion, a leader. But talent without discipline is a wasted gift. Instead of making headlines for her footwork, she makes them for her disappearing acts. Instead of being discussed as a future MVP, she's trapped in conversations about her maturity. She is now at a dangerous crossroads, where her potential is being eclipsed by the drama she creates. The question is no longer about how good she can be, but whether she will ever get out of her own way. Her legacy hangs in the balance, a choice between being remembered as a basketball icon or as a cautionary tale of squandered greatness.